Once upon a time, there was a young boy who lived in a small village nestled among the mountains. He often felt frustrated and overwhelmed by his life. He complained about the hard work in the fields, the cold nights, and the lack of excitement in his village. One day, feeling particularly upset, he decided to seek the wisdom of the master who lived in a nearby monastery. When the boy arrived at the monastery, the master was sitting peacefully by a small pond, watching the ripples on the water. The boy approached him, eager to unload his complaints.
Master,
The boy began.
I'm tired of my life. Everything seems so difficult. Why does it have to be this way? Why can't things just be easy and joyful?
The master looked at the boy with kind eyes and said,
Come, walk with me.
They walked in silence for a while, until they reached a large tree at the edge of the village. The master sat down under the tree and motioned for the boy to sit beside him. After a moment of quiet, the master spoke.
Tell me, what do you see around you?
The boy looked around and sighed.
I see the same old things. The village, the mountains, the fields. There's nothing special.
The master smiled.
You see the village, but do you see the hands that built each house? You see the mountains, but do you see the strength of the earth that has held them steady for centuries? You see the fields, but do you feel the abundance that they provide?
The boy frowned, confused.
What do you mean, Master?
The master turned to the boy and said,
Gratefulness, young one, is like a key that unlocks a new way of seeing the world. When we practice gratefulness, life becomes lighter. You have a home, food on your plate, and people who care for you. Yet, you only focus on what is missing or difficult. Gratitude is the tool that will transform your struggles into peace.
The boy was silent, thinking about the master's words. The master continued.
Imagine this. Each day, when you wake up, instead of thinking about what you don't have, you begin by acknowledging what you do. The warmth of the sun, the food in your belly, the people in your life. The more you practice this, the more you will realize how much easier life feels.
The boy thought deeply and said,
But Master, how can being grateful change anything? The work will still be hard, the night's still cold.
The master smiled gently and replied,
Gratefulness does not change the work or the cold, but it changes your heart. When you are grateful, your burdens feel lighter because you no longer carry them alone. You see the good around you and the struggles lose their power over you.
The boy nodded slowly. He began to understand.
So, you're saying that life becomes easier when I focus on what I have, instead of what I lack.
Exactly.
The master said.
Gratitude is the secret to a joyful life. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from hardship to blessings. And once you see the world through the lens of gratefulness, even the hardest days feel lighter.
The boy smiled for the first time in a long while. He stood up and bowed to the master.
Thank you for teaching me this, Master. I will try to see the world with grateful eyes.
As the boy walked back to the village, he noticed the way the sun warmed his face, the sound of birds in the trees, and the smell of fresh earth in the fields. For the first time, his heart felt lighter, and his burdens seemed less heavy. Gratefulness, he realized, was truly a key to living an easier, happier life. Moral of the story: gratefulness allows us to see life differently. When we focus on what we have instead of what we lack, our burdens become lighter, and we find more peace and joy in everyday moments. Life may not always be easy, but gratitude gives us the strength to face challenges with a lighter heart.